G'day legends, I'm sure you've heard the saying, you mix with your ears and not with your eyes, but occasionally it is good to keep an eye on the meters to make sure that everything is coming in optimum. So that's why we're going to take a look at the Trident Audio TriMeter plugin to make sure that anytime you're tracking, mixing or mastering, your levels are optimal. So let's check it out. If after you watch this video, you decide that you want to go check out the TriMeter plugin for yourself, there's a link in the description below to Trident Audio's website. And there's also a very special offer for my viewers in the description below. You can pick up the complete Trident Audio plugin bundle for a very special price. So make sure you check that out. So this is Trident Audio's TriMeter plugin right here. And you can see straight away, we've got two very nice big VU meters, which we can calibrate to either -8 dBFS, or we can calibrate to -18 dBFS. There's a couple of reasons why you might want to switch between these, which we'll cover in a moment. There's also a phase invert button, which is great if you have this loaded on a channel where there's some phase issues. You can flip it over and get things back in the phase. There's the mono sum button, which is great if you're using this on some stereo content or even like on your mix bus or checking your masters, making sure that they collapse down into mono and still sound all right. This is a great way of checking if there's some weird phase issues in your mix as well. There's a super clean linear output gain control, which doesn't add any coloration to the sound. So you can boost or attenuate the signal that you have this on to get it to an optimal level without worrying about adding any coloration through gain. Now, this is a great plugin if you care about gain staging. If you want to make sure that you're tracking at optimal levels, this is a great plugin to chuck on your channel and just make sure everything's coming in appropriately. It's well known that -18 dBFS at 0 VU is kind of a sweet spot for gain staging. This is a great target to aim for when you're tracking to get nice clean gain levels, make sure nothing's too hot, it's not too quiet. And when used with analog modeled plugins or sending out to actual hardware, this is an optimal level to be at. So for example, I've got TriMeter loaded at the top of a DI recorded guitar. So this is before the guitar amp sim. This is just hearing the clean DI. And we have it at -18 dBFS. And let's see where the meters are sitting. So you can see this guitar has been tracked at a fairly optimal level if you care about that gain staging structure. But if you felt like it was a little too quiet and you wanted to get it closer to that 0 VU at -18 dBFS, then we could just boost the output trim. And now we know that we have that at an optimal level. And so for any sound that you're tracking, this can be a great goal to aim for around that -18 dBFS, just for good gain staging. It means that nothing's going to be too hot in the door. And when you combine these tracks together, they're going to come to the mix bus without overheating it too quickly. So for this example, I'm using TriMeter on the mix bus and I have it in -8 dBFS at 0 VU. And the reason I'm doing this is because on the mix where all the sounds are coming together, it's going to be a little bit hotter. And this lets me gauge the mix and make sure that I have it coming in at an optimal level. When the needle's around 0, we're going to be closer to that -8 dB mark in our DAW. So at a glance, if I see the needle bouncing around anywhere between 0 to -3 in this area here, I know the mix is in a nice safe zone and that I'm not anywhere near clipping and going over 0 in the actual DAW. So I can see that the mix is sitting in a really sweet spot there, perfect levels for if I wanted to export this and send it off for mastering. So I'm just going to read this to you straight from the website about VU meters because I think this is really cool. VU meters react similarly to the human ear, effectively averaging or smoothing shorter instantaneous peaks or transients for a more natural response. Referencing VU meters within digital applications can often lead to clearer mixes and more natural sounding audio production. So that's pretty cool. So the VU meters give us a nice averaging of the levels, but if we want something fast and accurate, then the PPM meters are going to help us out as well. So the peak program meters, the ones that are found just below our VU meters here, they give us a clear indication of rapid level changes and problematic spikes. So our VU meters might look fine, but then we will see a rapid spike hit the red in here. So that means there's some problematic stuff that needs to be dealt with. So for example, let's say that we have TriMeter on our snare drum. Now the snare drum is a really fast sound. It's just very quick transient. The VU meters aren't going to react that well to such short content, whereas we're going to get a better idea with the PPM meters. So you can see on the PPM meters, we're hitting the red and we're getting some clipping. We're going over 0. So this is not good, but on the VU meters, it's not moving that much at all. So this is where having multiple metering can really help out. So we know that we need to trim this snare drum a little bit, even though it doesn't feel like we're hitting that sweet spot. You'd think, oh, let's boost this until we get up to closer to 0 at minus 18 dBFS. It's just the fact that this is such quick and short source material that the VU meters don't really have enough time to react to it and really gauge the level of it. So we can just trim that here, pull it back a couple of dB, and we should be back into the sweet spot. And you can see when that snare roll is going, we're now actually really quite close to 0 VU at minus 18, which again is that sweet spot. So those PPM meters are really important, and just making sure you can keep an eye on those really quick peaks. And last but not least, we also have our LUFS metering, which is this one right down the bottom here. Now, if you double click on it, it also gives you a reading right down underneath it, which is very helpful. Now, this is integrated LUFS as well. So that takes into account the loudness over a longer period of time. So let's just check the overall loudness of my mix currently. So you see my mix is sitting at around minus 13 LUFS. That is a pretty good volume for a mix. And then we're going to be able to crank this up a bit more with mastering. But it's super handy just to be able to glance over and see your LUFS and just know where everything is sitting. So it's a great all-in-one kind of metering solution. It's got a lot of stuff in one little package here. So if you want to check this plugin out for yourself, check out the link in the description below. Head over to Trident Audio's website. You can pick up the TriMeter for yourself. Otherwise, there is a special offer for my viewers in the description below. You can go and get the complete Trident Audio plugin bundle for a really great price. So make sure you check that out. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to support this channel, check out the link in the description below to my website. Go and grab yourself a sample pack or a mixing course. And right now it's Black Friday, so you will get a sweet deal if you go and check that out. If you're interested in checking out another great Trident audio plugin, check out the Audimee EQ. This thing sounds great.